The philosopher Aristotle once said that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Now, to me, this reality is reassuring. It reminds me that achieving my goals requires lots of little manageable steps over time, rather than one humongous amount of effort all at once. But it's also somewhat stressful though, isn't it? Because it means that we need to commit to changing our behaviours on a day-to-day basis for a long period of time. And whether you're trying to stop watching porn, or trying to get yourself to the gym, or even do something as simple as cook healthier food every day, you probably know from experience that the process of sticking to your habits on a day-to-day basis isn't that easy. And that's why in this video, I'm going to teach you the best way to do it, even if you lack discipline. So listen closely. One of the biggest reasons for why you're probably not able to stick to your schedule isn't necessarily due to the fact that you can't stay disciplined, and instead is actually more to do with the fact that you have lack of focus. Let me explain. So a couple of months ago, I was brain dumping some words into my journal, as you do. You know, my head was very unclear, I couldn't think straight, and to be honest, I just couldn't work out what was stopping me from being able to stick to a schedule. And I tried multiple things to fix this. Like I tried the if-then logic, I tried the 2-minute rule, which are popular strategies that you see frequently online. But to be honest, I can't lie, I can't help but feel like they're just a load of bullshit, because they absolutely did not work for me. So of course, you know, I proceeded to write all of these thoughts down into the journal that I was writing in at the time. And after doing that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to treat myself and I'm going to read back through the journal to kind of analyze the thoughts that I'd written down on the days previous. And I very quickly started to notice a bit of a trend, if you like. And I started to notice that every time that I hadn't been sticking to my schedule, there was one main problem that I was having. And that was that my level of distraction throughout the whole of my days was just so goddamn high that it would make me spend so much longer than necessary on a particular task. You know, instead of making a YouTube video in 2 or 3 hours, it would take me 12 hours. And instead of making my gym session take under less than an hour, it would take, you know, over 2 hours. So of course, you know, I had to come up with some kind of solution to this. And surprisingly, what has been the most helpful thing I've learned about this has been this. Instead of measuring my success by the completion of a task, I started measuring it by the success of how well I stuck to the time in my schedule. So what I'm suggesting is that when you have your schedule completely written out and you've got all the different work blocks that you want to be doing on there, and you know, you might be using Google Calendar like I do, you actually want to be sticking to the time that you've set yourself to complete that task. And I've probably absolutely butchered that explanation. But basically, if your schedule tells you that you have an hour to go to the gym and get your workout done, then make sure you only spend an hour in the gym. Don't go over the time allocation for that work block. Because as I said, it's not so much about completing the gym session itself, but more about sticking to the time that you have set for yourself to be at the gym. That means if you have to cut your gym session short, then so be it. Because this will teach your brain to make sure that the next time you go to the gym, you'll be more focused and more inclined to actually get your workout complete. And I found that doing this just gave me a lot more satisfaction. I didn't feel like I wasn't able to accomplish a task anymore because it made me so much more focused. And there's a common saying that I think explains this really well, and it's work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion, which essentially means that if you have a lot of time to do something, you might end up taking longer to finish it because of the fact that you're not in a hurry. So the work automatically stretches out to fit all the time that you have. But yeah, I hope that's helped a bit, man. Get my free muscle building diet plan from the description below. Believe you can, and you're more than halfway there.